gameplay. There's so many details.
It's a good explanation.
I can just search.
I'll just watch this shit. All right.
All right, so Rockstar Games has officially lifted the lid off of Grand Theft Auto 6 with its big, flashy, famous Netflix debut. We spent a lot of time talking about this game. We've talked about the business practices. We've talked about the leaks and all that stuff. Now, let's just talk about the game because they showed gameplay. So here's some details, some information, and just some personal insights and observations from the team here at GameRanks. So the big long trailer, whatever you want to call it, starts with the duo walking up on a housing block to do a very classic GTA talk to a drug dealer style thing. But what's important to note here, one of the first big things, is that we see the return of the Red Dead Redemption 2 L2 to focus on a person to talk. As of right now, it seems like it's just for basic interactions. We haven't seen too many different things for people, but it's definitely something significant because we also see it with a dog. Jason walks up to the dog, looks at the dog, and then you have options to scold the dog, pet the dog, or press R1 to study the dog. Not quite sure what that means yet, but if you've played Red Dead Redemption 2, then you kind of know what to expect here. With holding L2 or focusing on a person, the game will give you a suite of different options to interact with them. Now, as this whole scene moves along with the characters walking through hallways, we do see a pretty smooth cutscene transition when it then transitions from third-person camera over the shoulder over to full-on cutscene with this drug den in the background. But then, of course, things fall apart and we get our first shootout. Clearly, the cover system returns here, with the characters being able to take cover up against walls. There's been some speculation about some level of destructibility because we see a guy bash through a wall with another guy. I'm not sure if the player can do too much with that, but we do see characters pick up dropped weapons from falling enemies. And the shooting just
I ain't gonna lie, bro. This game looks solid as hell. Like, this is an explanation video because I already watched it. I watched Kai's reaction to it. But yeah, I'm watching this, get an explanation, this and the third. I will cop this game, I'm not gonna lie. Now, my brother was talking to me, saying, bro, he low-key wants GTA Online for this game. And the funny thing is, GTA Online probably not gonna come to, maybe a year and a half after. Not a half, maybe a year or so. They're probably already working on it as we speak. But yeah, the online shit is not gonna happen because GTA 5 online didn't happen to a year and a half afterwards it dropped. Something like that, right? So it's gonna take time. It's not GTA Online. It's not gonna be available at launch. But yeah, I'm thinking about bro, this game looks so good graphics wise. Imagine the RP when GTA 6 RP. That's probably not gonna be even another 2 years or so. But GTA 6 RP, this game's gonna last more than a decade anyway, so it's gonna be always more content. You know how Rockstar is, bro. DLCs upon DLCs, bro. There's gonna be so much more to this game, bro. It's gonna be crazy, bro.
Looks good. If you've played Grand Theft Auto 5, you know what to expect here, but there's things trickled throughout this whole video that actually remind me a lot more of what Rockstar worked on previously back in the day, Max Payne 3. From not only just bullet time elements, but actual slow motion kill cam montages of enemies getting riddled with bullets in the face. Also, this is a little speculation, but it seems like maybe there's an option to command Lucia a little bit. He asks for cover fire, and then she pops out and starts shooting. I don't know if that was a scripted moment. We can't confirm that or not, but...
Wait, that's actually hard. That's kind of I don't know if y'all were watching me play Resident Evil 0. You can command, your secondary character to do this, or Rebecca, or, I think his name is Ethan. I forget the other. I think it's Ethan. I forget his name. I genuinely forgot bro's name. But yeah, you can control what they do type of thing. So yeah. But you know what I was thinking too? I was wondering if GTA 6 was co-op. If this game was co-op, that would be fire. I'm not gonna lie. If they made GTA 6 co-op, since you're both, this guy's name is Jason. If you're both Jason and Lucia. Bro, imagine a co-op for this game, bro. A GTA 6 co-op? Bro.
I'm curious to see how much tactical gameplay there is with this duo. We're introduced briefly to Mendez, who seems like he's some kind of antagonist character, some sort of police force guy. But in some pretty cinematic fashion, we're led through this apartment building into a woman's apartment, and there's just a ton of detail, really impressive stuff going on with the lighting and just the amount of stuff crammed into this little apartment while the characters look for an exit. She busts out a window and then they proceed to climb out it and cue the big introduction to Rockstar's Grand Theft Auto 6 preview. From there, we get a cool montage, notably, for some of you guys that like music. This is Let Your Love Flow by the Bellamy Brothers playing. Here we get to see options for breaking into a car. Of course, the cornerstone of Grand Theft Auto. That's what this is all still about. It seems like there's actually options to either use a tool,
Slim Jim
to open the car, or just smash the window open. Also, I'm bouncing around a little bit, but in certain parts of this trailer, we do see a weapon wheel and an item wheel that is brought up. Similar to previous games, but the item wheel is interesting because you're able to switch between all different types of items. We see body armor as well. But we also see health items or tonics that you can use on the bottom left. And then on the top right, you can see both your bank value, I guess what you have stored in the bank, and your wallet value of how much cash you have on hand. Then from here, we get to see the couple's apartment, their humble Vice City apartment that's filled with all kinds of cool little details. It has been reported now that some previews are out for some of the big game outlets, that a lot of the romance stuff in the game, the romance side of it between these two characters, is completely optional. You can pursue it if you want. You can engage in activities, you can hold hands, you can go on seemingly date minigame side missions. But other than that, they are still a duo, and what we see here is just cool interactive stuff around their apartment. You can switch the lights off. You can also turn on the TV and watch classic Grand Theft Auto style TV shows and ads. We see this weird, disgusting Prairie Burger ad that just seems really over the top. But the interesting thing in terms of interactive...
Bro, GTA really added meat mountain to their game. The Prairie Burger. Bro, GTA has their own meat mountain, bro. What the hell is this?
Things in the apartment is the fridge. Jason opens the fridge. It has 2 beer types that you can click on, but also this Blitzberry smoothie.
Oh, shoot. So does this add like attributes, like effects?
That actually looks like it gives you green and maybe energy, and then purple seemingly focus, which may be a bullet time focus, a slow-mo focus that we'll see later. But there's also something else in the fridge, but it kind of cuts off and it's not clear. But it seems like there's all different types of little stat boosts you can get. Again, similar to Red Dead Redemption 2. As the characters get dressed and leave the apartment, Jason holds the door open for her. This actually happens multiple times throughout these whole gameplay things. And it's just a small little touch, but with 2 actual characters moving in the environment that you can switch between, that is still kind of impressive how they do that. And just, again, a nice little detail. They hop into a kind of fake late 80s, early 90s red BMW M3, which is pretty sweet, and they take off to their mission. Here, the song playing is People Are People by Depeche Mode. And what we see here driving around is just a lot of civilian and car density. There's traffic, there's construction, there's lots of people on the sidewalks. We see people waiting at bus stops, and it's just a real noticeable difference in terms of detail, fidelity, and just stuff going on. We see a lot of good open world games, and this one definitely seems convincingly real world. Plus, it's also massive. We're going to talk about the higher view in a little while, but GameSpot is now reporting that the
it looks like real life,
is
right?
Twice the size of GTA 5's Los Santos.
Twice?
That's pretty freaking huge, man.
Nah,
now, from there, more
gonna
montage stuff. We see Jason walking out of a convenience store eating food. The food restores his health. Looking at the guys hanging out behind him, there are bikes visible. So I'm curious to see if you're going to be able to take a bike, steal a bike, and ride a bike. We also see a hood slide maneuver into a shootout. I love hood slides. Perfect hood slide confirmed here. We get to see Lucia in some hand-to-hand combat. She seems to be more of the fighter. She's got some real pro skills here, just in terms of the animations. It also looks like maybe she can counter. So I'm still kind of curious to see how changed the hand-to-hand combat is compared to GTA 5.
Damn, look at the difference, bro.
Still kind of curious to see how, in terms of the animation. Combat, she seems to be more of the fighter. She's got counter 5. We get to see crazy zany NPCs you can interact with. We actually get to see some backyard wrestling, which looks pretty fun. Also, we get to see Lucia walk through a place using a shotgun one-handed. It's just badass. Again, impressive third-person shooting stuff going on. Also, notably, some good gore here. Then we switch back to a cutscene where the couple goes to meet another couple for drinks at a rooftop bar. We see R2 to hold hands, which is a funny game mechanic. Also, Lucia mentions Snapmatic, which is probably like Rockstar's version, like Grand Theft Auto fake version of Snapchat. Then we see a long conversation between the duo and Brian and Lori. It's been speculated that Brian is Stephen Root, the actor. It definitely sounds like his voice. In between this, we also get a Waffle House robbery, or like a fake Waffle House. And what I think might be a big theme for the game is Brian saying to Jason, you gotta know when to get off. Essentially, when to slow down and step out of the crime life. Then we get to see the characters pick someone up and go for a drive and ultimately get into a big shootout with the police, with Jason leaning out of the car window and firing at a police.
Bro. Like, this shit hard, bro. This shit's so tough. Like, I ain't gonna lie, bro. They could.
Helicopter, as well as police kind of fake Dodge pickup trucks. We see him damaging the front of the car and the engine bay. We see him shooting windshields. We see him shooting tires. Stuff we kind of expect from Grand Theft Auto at this point, but the shooting here and just the feel of it looks really good. Also, with all of this going on, there's a lot of licensed tracks playing, but it's important to note the actual game score, the composed music. It's kind of 80s and synthy and poppy in a lot of aspects, but it's surprisingly upbeat and kind of fun. It's not dour or serious.
Hey folks, it's Falcon. I'm landing this thing. We split this up. I'm doing the last half of this trailer. So what's happening here? We have a view of the 4-star wanted level. And I don't know what Jake has said. We kind of watched this and then immediately got into recording our parts, but I really like the HUD, which is important when we're talking about what's happening here. They go into this parking lot, they burn the car to the ground, switch to a van, and the cop cars completely ignore them from that point forward. Now, obviously the vehicle is one of the things that the HUD indicates, but these little icons clearly mean like stuff the police know about you. You've got looks, cars, number of people, CCTV stuff. Like when they burn the car on the HUD goes away, so the cops no longer know about the car. There's so much information being conveyed here, and it's this tiny little minimalist HUD. And I genuinely cannot tell you how happy I am to see all of that. There's also all of the stars. We saw a 4-star wanted level. There is clearly 6 stars. Then we saw a little bit of how the acting and scenes and stuff are going to play out, with them asking about being in Raul's crew and then talking about checking out the area. That's clearly transitioning you back into non-linear open world gameplay. Then we got to see some of the activities. First off, Jason playing basketball in his driveway. Take-Two owns NBA 2K. The crossover potential quite high there in terms of gameplay. There's an underwater scene with scuba gear. We saw Lucia working out and how the controls would work for that. You're clearly pulling triggers on the back. I'm not exactly sure the pattern or what, but it's clear that's not just like a cutscene. We've said in videos, we think there's going to be some element of working out to stay in shape, but we don't know exactly to what extent yet. I would say it is more or less safe to say it's at least a component, though. Will we see San Andreas level? You can become chonky Jason and Lucia. I don't know, but we got a lot of beach shots here, and I think that it's good to note here that they have not scaled back on the density of NPCs in these beach shots. Now's about the time you would start seeing that kind of stuff because we're getting closer to release. These are the expectations they are setting. When you're driving around with both Jason and Lucia in the car, you can switch between them and take care of cops. In fact, it does look like we have the Grand Theft Auto 5-esque character switching, but you can do it while in local proximity or while separated. This is a spot where we can again take a look at those 4 icons in the HUD. This time, it's only 2 stars. It seems like their car face and clothes were identified. The city during that building jump looks nuts, like peering out over this open world from this high of a altitude.
It don't look
and
that
looking
bad, though.
This good. I mean, this is next gen. This is such a big leap in an open world game. I know you might say, well, I've seen graphics that look this good. Not at this scale. We straight up have not seen a game that looks this good at this
Fortnite.
scale. And these night shots they look incredible. I feel like I don't have to say the word cinematic. I think we all are way past,
You see that?
oh, it looks real cinematic. But
graphics.
like, I can't help but sometimes during the
It
course
do,
of
but, like,
watching this
I feel like
extended
the
preview,
motion
feel like
blur,
I'm
it
watching
feels
a
more
movie.
cinematic.
It's crazy. It's crazy how good this game looks. And that's not just to talk about like the quality
Spider-Man,
of textures and lighting and stuff like that.
Almost-
the
almost
camera
like a neck.
moves in a way
Low-key.
that feels big. And while we're coming towards the end of all of this stuff and we get into this Max Payne 3-like scenario, did anybody else feel like that while they were watching this part? I was like, ooh, Max Payne 3, where you have to like be a bodyguard to these irresponsible rich people and a shootout starts that they're patting themselves on the back over whatever business or political achievement they have. Except, of course, two things: the scale and just the quality of every moment. Moment to moment during this mission is nuts. Even during all of the downtime, you're experiencing things that feel like well-acted, scripted moments in a movie. You're moving through this space as Jason, following the various people you have to protect, and obviously it all goes tits up, and the shooting starts. Oh my god, the shooting, folks. I'm so happy with how the shooting looks. With the many, many years we've seen Grand Theft Auto shooting, we finally have what looks like
Unnecessary
the
glaze.
quality of a AAA third-person shooting game in Grand Theft Auto, like fully. I know 5 was a big jump over 4, and I know Red Dead Redemption 2 has an intricate system, but this just looks fun. Like, fun as hell. You got the cover, you've got the aiming, you do have the slow-mo, a la the whole Red Dead series. When you hit the slow-mo, you can aim at the head, aim at the knee, or even directly at his gun. Shoot the weapon out of their hand, disarm them. I'm just going for the head, personally. Like, these guys came in and started shooting. Screw them. Rounding it out, there's just
Us.
more activities, street racing, nitrous. Legit looks like a AAA racing game.
R32.
And we come to a freaking close on Captured on PS5. Note the lack of the word Pro. This was captured on a base PS5.
Should be real fun, this
That's
guy, man.
crazy. It's crazier than that live streamer.
Oh,
guy
yeah,
in the
you could
trunk
be-
of the
you could be a
car
streamer.
asking chat what to do. This vehicle's stolen.
No,
doing
this
the
is
trunk
actually kinda
challenge
cool, I
or
can't
whatever.
lie.
Man, this was magic. I feel like transported to an earlier time in my life when video games did new things. Not to say like I know absolutely everything that they're going to do, but this just seems like such a big jump to me. I am super freaking excited to play this game. How about you? Leave us a comment. Let us know what you think. If you like this video, click like. If you're not subscribed, now's a great time to do so. We upload brand new videos every day of the week. Best way to see them first is, of course, a subscription. Click subscribe. Don't forget to enable
W game ranks. Yeah, GTA 6, man.